Subscribe to ULO and never miss out on our weekend and racing festival tips, with more racing coverage on our website, at ulo.co.uk. With plenty of meetings calling morning inspections after a wintry blast headed south across Britain and Ireland, Sandown Park is expected to go ahead with no issues, so that's where we'll pitch our camp on Saturday. It's a decent card too, with the Veterans Chase final featuring, but before then, Juby Ball can take the opener for Evan Williams. French import Chrisma was last seen placing in a Group 1 on the flat at Fontainebleau over 12 furlongs, and has made the move to Nicky Henderson's 7 Barrows Yard, so is noted. While Tom Simon's Ludor has racing experience under his belt, to complete the shortlist. Juby Ball to score in the opener with Ludor to make a fight of it. The seniors handicap hurdle can go to Howavari for Ollie Murphy. After over a year off, this French-bred gelding went well for a long way, on his return to action at Wetherby, and should only come on for that run on ground to suit. Nicky Henderson's Doddy the Great has been well supported in the markets this week, while Ben Pauling, who had a fine run of form over the Christmas period, sends out fine casting. And this rounds up of the list of possibles. Saturday's nap goes in the closer, where Dan Skelton sends out Honky Tonk Highway. She won over course and distance on heavy ground just 4 weeks back, to make it 2 from 2 around Sandown Park, the other being a listed bumper in March, so every chance she can make it a course hat-trick here. The big danger is Oh My Johnny, who put his progression back on track when scoring at Atoxeter, to make amends for a last fence fall when looking all the way the winner at Bangor in November. Honky Tonk Highway to keep the Sandown Park record intact with a win here. Earlier on, our next best is Rockavango, lining up in a handicap chase. The switch to Ollie Murphy's yard, at the end of January last year, really sparked something in Rockavango, and he's taken to take the step up in grade here, in his stride. Taking to fences well, he's now 2 from 3 and must be worth a try for this Class 2 contest. Rockavango showed plenty of spirit last time out at Atoxeter, gamely holding on to track position when bumped coming into the last, and a repeat of that puts him right in the mix here, with Sean Bowen back in the saddle adding to the points for. Dan Skelton's Etalon is a classy sort on his day but needs to regain some form after 3 lackluster runs this season. So triple trade could be the danger from a reduced mark. The first of the handicap chases on Sandown's card is another race that can go to Evan Williams with Dr. T.J. Eckelberg, who should cope with this ground better than most. Despite the cold snap, clerk of the course Andrew Cooper doesn't think that the frost will change the going, so soft conditions should favour the selection over Dan Skelton's Beat Box, and Venetia Williams' Ostrava du Burlay. That said, Ostrava du Burlay is on a hat-trick after wins at Ludlow and Taunton, so makes plenty of appeal for the in-form yard, while Beat Box has only lost once in 7 starts since August, so lines up with plenty of merit. Dr. T.J. Eckelberg to come out on top in tough conditions. The listed mare's hurdle can go to the hat-trick seeking Dame of the Cotswolds, who can take this step up to a black-type contest to score for Nigel Twiston-Davies. She finished in tremendous style at Doncaster last time out, stretching the field from 2 out, and going through the line 8 lengths clear under James Turner's £7 claim. Up in grade now, and her first run at Sandown Park, but she looks one going the right way as Sam Twiston-Davies takes up the reins. Della Casa Lunga rates the main threat, but might be wanting a quicker surface, so Dame of the Cotswolds appeals the most. Next up, in the Veterans Chase final, there's a good contest in store between stablemates Copperhead and Eldorado Allen. Both are in fine form for Joe Tizard, Copperhead putting together 2 wins and 2 runners-up spots since returning to the track in October, while Eldorado Allen has been just as good as ever after a wind-up. Whether Eldorado Allen can give over a stone to Copperhead, with Freddie Jingle's £3 claim tipping the scales even further, remains to be seen, but on soft ground up Sandown Park's stiff finish that looks a big ask. Sandy Thompson does wonders with these veterans, so Empire Steel gets a mention, but Copperhead looks set up for a third win this term, despite the penalty.